Hi there, my name is Leanne Whiting, and I'm thrilled to be here to read you the story, Be Like a Tree, as part of the Halifax Public Library's Human Library. Be Like a Tree is inspired by a tree that stands alone in tree pose on one of my favorite trails in Nova Scotia. It's on the Rogart Mountain near Sugar Moon Farm. And this book was inspired by this tree standing in tree pose because trees rarely stand in tree pose, and yet it's a traditional yoga pose that we practice. The book was illustrated by a dear friend of mine, Megan Dempsey, and her mother, Debbie Mosher, both local artists in the city. The book is designed and written to help spark movement. And so as I read, if you feel the desire to move and follow the movements, you'll see there are yoga poses illustrated throughout, then please feel free to do so. And so here we go. Be like a tree. Once upon a time, there was a tree. The tree stood alone in the forest, yet the tree was never really alone. He could feel all the other trees in the forest, and together they said hello to the sun that rose each morning and whispered goodnight to the moon that lit up the forest sky each night. The tree loved watching rabbits scurry, deer dash, and wolves linger, and foxes hunt for their next meal. When the owls landed on him, he felt useful, even though it tickled. Sometimes he gazed at the eagles soaring above him, free and strong. Most days, the tree felt happy where he was, happy to feel his strong roots traveling so far under the ground. On stormy days, when the clouds rumbled and lightning flashed through the sky, the tree felt scared. He closed his eyes and pictured his roots under the ground, reaching and weaving with the roots of all the other trees. When he did this, he felt his branches sway more freely and his leaves swish sweetly. He was sure the other trees liked to feel their intertwining roots too. But sometimes he wanted to try something new. Oh, he knew he'd never fly like the eagles, but now and then he watched them soar and swoop, and he felt an itch in his bark. And when the rabbits hopped by, he felt a rustle in his roots. After years of wishing, one day he decided to stop wishing and start trying. The eagles looked so confident when they flapped their wings, and so with all his might he raised and lowered his branches. To his surprise, something happened. He didn't fly, of course, but just moving, his branches felt new, exciting, different. He had a tingle in his bark now, instead of an itch. His roots settled, and he felt peaceful instead of rustled. What else could he try? He saw a bear reaching over for some berries. Could he reach too? So he stretched his trunk to the left over and over, and as one of his big branches dipped down, he caught sight of his reflection in a pond nearby. He looked like a triangle. Could he lean the other way too? He found he could, and it made him tingle from his big, strong trunk to the tips of his twigs. Well, if that tree had been happy before, he was 10 times happier now. Every day he found new ways to move, inspired by all his animal friends, his tree friends, and even the sun and moon. One day, while reaching for berries like the bears, the tree felt something change in the woods. It almost felt like a new tree was visiting. Ha 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 ha! He shook his branches with laughter. Trees couldn't visit. So what was this new feeling? Soon he heard a new sound. It was bubbly like a stream, but high and cheerful like the singing of a grasshopper. He saw a group of people walking towards him. Some of them were big like the hikers he occasionally saw, but some were small. The bees had told him of the small people they sometimes saw lying in a clover field far away at the edge of the woods, but he'd never seen them so deep in the forest. The tree felt a tingle in his heartwood. It was a little bit like the fear he felt when a storm rolled in, but also like the excitement when the sap began flowing at the beginning of spring. "Come on, boys," he heard one of the taller humans say. More of the cheerful bubbling sound came from the small people as they raced to catch up to the bigger ones. The boys seemed to run without thinking, stomping on plants and not noticing the rabbits hopping fearfully away. They didn't glance at the owls sleeping in the nearby branches. It was like they didn't even notice they were there. Then the smaller boy stopped just in front of the tree and stared. Something had finally caught his attention. "Yippee!" thought the tree. "He sees me." The tree took a deep breath and stood even brighter. Would it work? Could he connect with the boy like he did with all the other plants and animals in the forest? "Mom, look at this tree," said the boy. "It's shaped differently from all the others." The boy mirrored the way the tree was standing and smiled back at the tree as if he knew the tree was smiling directly at him. The tree could feel a change in the boy's energy. He was standing taller and he seemed brighter. "Everyone belongs," the boy said quietly as his family walked on ahead. "I can be like a tree and I can be me. The tree is strong, steady, balanced, and free, just like me. It's standing alone, like me, but..." The boy reached out and touched the tree's bark. It's never really alone. The tree could feel a wave of gratitude flowing into him where the boy touched him. He felt the rhythm of the boy's breath for a few minutes and then watched the boy turn away and continue along the trail with his family. He seemed stronger now than he had just a few moments before. And as he was reaching his own roots out, the tree thought he could feel the boy reaching out as he walked, brushing his awareness against all the other trees and plants and creatures as he passed. As he watched the boy walk away, the tree also felt a wave of gratitude to the boy. The boy's short visit and attention had proven to the tree that he was right to embrace the tingle in his heartwood and the rustling of his roots. He loved those little reminders to move in new and creative ways. He trusted his animal friends, the sun and the moon, and all of the other trees, and now that small boy too, to inspire him. And he could feel that they trusted him to be himself and to be like a tree and breathe. And that is the end of the story. As you saw, there are many yoga poses illustrated throughout, and so feel free to move if some of the poses spark your energy or if they help you connect to yourself so that you can stand tall like a tree and breathe and be the best version of you that you can be. Thank you for joining me.